So why all of a sudden did it cost you a championship?
What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, the fallout from last night's crazy game between the New York Liberty versus the Minnesota Lynx, the fallout is still continuing today. The New York Liberty have won their first WNBA championship. They were 0 for 5 in the finals. They finally got a championship to go. But, you know, with that championship and all the celebration and hoopla and whatnot, there's still a lot of controversy because the call that was called that was not actually a foul, but was called a foul, was reviewed, and still, the foul still stood. Had lots of people talking about it. Candace Parker was talking about it. Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp was talking about it. LeBron James was talking about it. A lot of people, both NBA, NFL, lots of different sports players were talking about this game and talking about what happened. And basically, from all the commentary I have seen, I have yet to find any media personality actually say that was not that was a foul. It seems like everybody is admitting that was not a foul. And you know, it is what it is. But I wanted to make this video real quick because I wanted to specifically talk about the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to sports media, and his name is Stephen A. Smith. So guys, I wanted to hear what Stephen A. Smith had to say about this topic, and he didn't disappoint. As we all know, he is a New York sports fan. He loves himself some New York sports, rails against how bad New York has been for a long time. But this was his moment, right? This was his moment where a team from his city actually won something. And, you know, in the first take segment, Chineye Ogwumike agreed, yeah, not a foul. But, you know, you still could have won, basically. You had Shannon Sharp in the segment say, yeah, that wasn't a foul. But what did you expect? You're in New York and you basically knew that they weren't gonna give you certain stuff. And Stephen A. Smith, it was his turn to talk. And Stephen A. Smith was like, yeah, that wasn't a foul. I agree. Cheryl Reeve, that wasn't a foul. I agree. LeBron James, that wasn't a foul. But.
Well, cry me a river. Let me tell y'all something right now, okay? She was absolutely right. That was not a foul. LeBron James was absolutely right. That was not a foul. I'm not disputing the veracity of her statement. I'm simply saying I don't give a damn. We don't want to hear this again. This is not the first time that Coach Reeve has done this. I'm speaking to Chineye Ogwumike, her sister in 2016. Shot clock violation. Excuse me. Coach Reeve complained about that then. She said it cost him a championship then. Well, guess what? When's it not going to cost you? You don't know what you're facing against. You see the Barclays Center? You see how packed that was? Maybe if y'all had handled your business in Minnesota in Game 3, it wouldn't have been the Game 5. You got to understand what the obstacles are in every particular situation, and champions know how to answer the call.
And basically Stephen A. was like, yeah, you're right. That was not a foul, but I don't care. 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 I was like, man, Stephen A. But, you know, to be fair, like, you know, he is a, you know, New York fan. He wanted the Liberty to win. The Liberty won. He's like, yeah, that wasn't a foul. Yeah, the refs, I don't know what they were thinking, but you know what? You're a champion, Cheryl Reeve. You're a person who's done this before. Don't complain. It is what it is. But here's the full of what Cheryl Reeve had to say after the game was over.
As New York
I saw a very physical and aggressive New York team. You know, we know this from, you know, being a part of the game for so long that, you know, sometimes you get away with stuff when you're physical and aggressive, and they certainly did. You know, it's a shame that officiating, you know, had such a hand in a series like this. Obviously, there's always going to be a team that's going to be a little more disappointed than the other. I thought today was incredibly disappointing. the challenge. We have got to change our challenge rules, and the officials doing the game should have a third party, because that was not a foul. That call should have been reversed on that challenge. If we sent that clip in, well, first of all, Nafisa Collier, the number of times that she's held, et cetera, and there's nothing down that end, right? Which we, it's kind of, for whatever reason in the series, that was kind of the way it was. But when at the other end, when we challenged it, if we would have turned that clip in, they would have told us that it was marginal contact, no foul. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So when you review, those should be the same parameters that you're reviewing with. But the three people that are on the game need a third party to let them know, because that decided the game. That decided the game.
Coach.
And I know all the headlines will be Reeve cries foul. Bring it on, right? Bring it on, because this shit was stolen from us. Bring it on. Well, we talked about it, we know we could have done some things, right? But you shouldn't have to overcome to that extent. This shit ain't that hard. Officiating it's not that hard. When someone is being held, be consistent. If you don't want to call hold at one end, then don't call it at the other. Be consistent. Every team asked for that, right? Sandy asked for that last game. So 3 of the games in the series, we're talking about the same damn thing, right? So I tell these guys, for whatever reason, it didn't work out, right? It just doesn't feel right that you lose a series with that level of discrepancy, And we don't have a team that whines and complains and, all that stuff. And, sometimes it probably hurts us. Maybe being a little more, I don't know, something. But, I just think that, you have a star player like Fee, I don't get it. I don't get how she can be held and go to the basket and get hit. And then a marginal, at best, sends their best player to the free throw line. That's tough. It's tough to swallow. Just like our 2016 championship that was lost. Officiating, missing a shot clock violation. This sucks. This is for a championship, right? For both teams. Let them decide it. What contact is legal should be the same for both teams. This isn't that hard. And so it's disappointing. Congratulations to the Liberty on their first championship. Been around, I don't know, how long has the league been around? 28 years? It took them 28 years. Congrats to them. We were that close to our 5th. Just didn't happen, right? It's disappointing. It's incredibly disappointing. But these guys, they got to try to pick themselves up and go, we were that damn close, and it hurts.
So yeah, that's it. The conversations still continue. There was a phenomenal game, not in terms of efficiency, because both teams are actually pretty not efficient at all. But it was a stressful game that was down to the wire throughout, right? So ultimately wasn't the best game ever, but it was pretty interesting, right? Ultimately, the foul trouble was a huge issue. 21 fouls on Minnesota in last night's game. 21 fouls. 17 fouls for the New York Liberty. All right. And the huge part about the fouls was the fact that, Nafisa Collier, a player who did get hit quite a bit, didn't go to the line at all in yesterday's game. And Brandon Stewart got to the line and attempted 8 free throws. Right? It's a huge story. But the New York Liberty, they did what they needed to do. They had their bench players step up when their stars didn't play well. Kayla Thornton, Niara Sabli, those 2 players stepped up and stepped out and were huge reasons as to why this team actually won. Shout out to Jonquil Jones, player of the series for sure, MVP. I thought she played great. She was the most consistent player for this team. It was her and Leonie Fibic they were probably the most efficient, the most consistent, I should say. And Jonquil Jones was sort of leading the charge on that. Ultimately, the New York Liberty win. They were the better team all year, and they ultimately won. However, they do get a very controversial call that really should not have ever been called, and because it was called, it should have been reversed. But no. What do y'all think? Look at the video review. She traveled twice, hop, skip, and a jump, and does not get fouled. And if it is, it's marginal at best. But it is what it is, guys. What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat. And yeah, shout out to New York though. Like, even though with all the controversy and all that stuff, New York finally did the thing that that had eluded them for this long time. So, like, shout out to them. I thought, especially the bench players, Jonquel Jones and Leonie Fibich. Like, great job, ladies. Yeah, Minnesota will be back, and we'll see what they can do next year. Guys, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I make content all about women's basketball. So if that is your thing, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And tell a neighbor, tell a friend that Quita Loves Sports is on the internet talking about some women's basketball. And, we're moving on to women's college basketball very, very soon. Till next time, guys.